So I wanted to give you guys a review of a movie that just came out this weekend. Lego Batman the movie, I'm sure everybody's heard about it. I took two of my kids to see this last night. Now, I didn't go in expecting to like it at all because I did not care for the first Lego movie. It just didn't catch my attention real well, and I didn't get into it. But we needed some de-stress, and I needed some relaxation, so I took two of my children, and we checked this movie out last night. You gotta see it. It's great. This movie is awesome. I was so shocked at how good this movie really, truly was. There's some adult humor, but there's also just humor through the whole thing. I actually laughed through the whole movie. I loved every minute of it. It was great. So you gotta check it out. And I didn't eat any concession stand food, so that is a plus on my weight loss journey. But hey, I'm gonna show you a little lunch. I'm gonna cook some lunch. Let's check that out. Alright, so guys, I thought I'd bring you along to make some lunch. It'd be really easy for me to run down to the gas station, spend a couple bucks, and get some lunch. But instead, I'm going to make some chicken fajitas from scratch, except for the tortillas, which I'll probably do corn just because a little less calories for me and a little better. What I do, I already washed my chicken, so I don't know if you can see, I got my chicken down here, already washed. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to trim the fat off of this chicken. So, hopefully I can do this. I already have everything out for you. Hopefully I can do this. So you can watch me actually do this. If I can figure this out. Alright, so already got my vegetables, my knife here. I'm going to go ahead, I use a glass with my chicken just because it doesn't absorb any bacteria, things like that. So as you can see, you buy chicken breasts, you know they're boneless, skinless. Got a lot of fat that we don't need. So we're just going to trim the fat off of this. Flip it over. A lot of times there's fat under here too, or just some junk meat. So start a little pile there. That one's already done. Look at this though. There's a lot of fat on there. No, it's just not what we want. So we're gonna cut that right out. As you can see right here, some fat. Some people like that fat. Say it adds flavor, but for me that just adds unhealthiness. So we're just going to cut it all off. You can see there's a fat vein right there. And come in here. We're just going to chunk it right out. Yeah, you lose a little bit of your meat, but you get a much healthier cut of chicken. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish these up. And we'll move on to the next part. Since I am doing fajitas, as you can see I got all the fat out of these. I'm going to actually do kind of strips. I'm going to cut them at an angle just because they cook a little nicer for me. Cut them at an angle. So not all of my kids, normally I just cook in one pan when I make these with the vegetables and everything. But not all of my kids like fajitas with vegetables, so they kind of more or less want like a chicken taco. But we're just going to slice these up and get the strips made, and then we'll move on to what veggies I'm going to put in here. So, got all my strips cut. Some of them a little misshapen, but all the fat has been trimmed. So we're going to put these all into a pan and get ready to take them over to the stove after I cut all the veggies, the good stuff. And I wash my hands because of this chicken. Get this chicken mess cleaned up right away, especially with kids around. I want to clean it immediately. So now we're going to move on to the veggies. As you can see, I already have an onion that I've been using, cooking with. So we'll start with that. We're going to slice up some onion. I try to keep it thin. I'm actually allergic to onion. Not supposed to eat it. but it's one of them. I love it, so how can I not eat it? So it's good for me, but so I already got my onion chopped there, ready to go in the pan. Now I got my green pepper washed up. I am not a big one on the center of a green pepper, so I kind of waste some of my green pepper just because I like the outer edges more, and then I'll come along and I'll cut that out because I'm not huge on the thick part of the green pepper. So green pepper, just slant thin slices, so when it's in the pan it is tender but crisp, if that makes any sense. I like it tender, I like it cooked, but I don't like it soggy, so I like it crisp yet tender. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep cutting up this green pepper. So I have the mess from the green pepper and onion cleaned up, new cutting board out. This is a lettuce knife. Don't have one, get one. Because in a big family like mine, when you cut or break lettuce and you put it back in the fridge, seal it up even, it's going to get brown. With a lettuce knife, it keeps it super nice. It is not, say, nice and crisp, it doesn't wilt. It is not the sharpest piece of cutting object in the world, but it is super nice. But I like lettuce in my fajitas. My dog is freaking out in the backyard because of big old fat squirrels out there harassing him. So I'm just going to actually leave this on the cutting board for now until the fajitas are ready to go. And it will stay, it'll only take a few minutes, so maybe 5 minutes, so it'll stay nice and fresh here. So because I am on this health journey, I do not want to cook my fajitas with a bunch of butter or oil. So I am going to use a little oil to get the chicken going, but I'm going to use pure sesame oil, and I'm only going to use a teaspoon of it. So that'll get everything going. It's a lot healthier, and it's still oil, so it's still not perfect, but when you figure I'm cooking for 7 people right now, a teaspoon of oil gets me by, and that's not a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw this chicken on, and a teaspoon in the veggies too, because I got to cook them separate. Not all the kids like the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll check back with you in just a few minutes and show you the finished product. So this is what we're going for. Got our veggies cooking, got our chicken cooking, and look at it getting nice and brown, keeping the tenderness in there. Everybody's smelling the food cooking and getting hungry now. Can't wait to see what these look like and taste like. So you want to see the finished product. Give you a walk around view of this fajita. The phenomenal fajita. Very little cheese, lots of lettuce and vegetables, 3 ounces of chicken, and unbelievably low calorie. We're talking, this thing is only about 365 approximate calories.